Hello and welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I'm Sarah Joy. I'm so excited to be coming at you guys with another recipe, which happens to be part of a collab with Heath and Shelly and several others who I will link down below. So be sure you go and check out their channels and see what they have come up with as we are working on side dish / holiday themed items. So today's dish is going to be a keto remake of one of my favorite dishes as a kid. I used to ask for this dish all the time and my mom didn't really have a recipe for it. It was more or less, this is how I throw it together. So just follow along because the ingredients are not really going to be listed down below. We're going to go through this step by step and show you how I do it because there's really not a recipe. She did use flour and sour cream in hers. I have changed things up to compensate for the lack of flour, thickening things up, and am not using sour cream this time. So let's just show you what you're going to need, and you can adjust these quantities as you feel need. It's gonna create a pretty big side dish, so good enough for a family. For this recipe, you are going to need some zucchini. If you watched my grocery haul, you'll know that I bought 3 from Kroger. Well, 2 of those were bad. This one's the only one I can use, so hubby had to go out to Publix and get some more. So we're gonna use 4 zucchini. I've done this with 6 zucchini. I've done this with 3 zucchini. It's kind of a matter of your preference. We're going to need about 5 to 6 slices of provolone cheese. You can also, that we're gonna do in chunks. When I made it the other day, I used 6 zucchini and 10 slices of cheese. You can kind of do that to your discretion as how much cheese you like. We are going to need some cream cheese. I might not use this whole package. I have some in the fridge that's about 4 ounces. I'm gonna probably start with that, but I wanted to show you this pretty package. So 4 to 8 ounces of cream cheese. When I did 6 zucchini the other day, I did use 8 ounces of cream cheese. I adore mushrooms. So this time I got 16 ounces of baby Bella mushrooms. You can use your favorite. I typically use just white button mushrooms, but for whatever reason, I didn't get them this time because I love the baby Bellas and these were on sale at Kroger. So I do have that. We're gonna need salt, and it's not pictured here, but pepper. We're gonna use those to taste, as well as some dried basil to taste. All right, we're gonna get this started by cutting up our zucchini, and then we're going to cut up zucchini and we'll go from there. I've finished cutting up the zucchini. If you can see, I've left it in it's pretty thick. Zucchini cooks quickly and can be mushy, so you want it to be decently thick. Matt washed the mushrooms for me because I didn't know if mine were pre-washed, so those are all ready to go. And then what we're going to do now is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pour some bacon grease or whatever fat choice you would like in your skillet or Dutch oven. I'm using a Dutch oven this time because I have a fair amount of mushrooms and zucchini, and I don't think it's gonna fit in my skillet. So once this oil gets heated up, we're gonna start by cooking our mushrooms down. The goal with the mushrooms is to get them cooking down. I put some salt on them. As you can see, they are releasing a lot of liquid. That is okay because we're gonna drain those mushrooms in just a moment. Actually, I'm gonna do that next, and then we're gonna put our zucchini in the pot. I drained the mushrooms and I have turned my heat down to medium-low, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to start adding my zucchini, and it's gonna cook fairly quickly too. So to this, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. Again, this is to taste. We're gonna add a little bit of pepper. And then we're going to add a fair amount of basil. It's going to be your discretion. I like a decent amount of basil, and so Matt does too. So we're going to get that all in there and seasoned up. And I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit more because it's finally decided it's going to be warm enough. And we're just going to start cooking this until the zucchini is just about done. When you're cooking this dish, it's important to remember that you want the zucchini to be almost like an al dente. So you want it cooked, but not like mushy. So this is done. A couple pieces are a little mushy. It's all right. As you can see, again, there is some juice on the bottom of this pan. We're going to go ahead and we're going to drain that juice off, and then we'll come back with the next step. So I just finished draining off the liquid off the zucchini and the mushrooms. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our cream cheese. It's about 4 ounces. Again, if you're using more, you can zucchini, you can use more. This is just going to help provide a thickness to this dish. And we're going to get that in and mixed in and melted. Once that is all melted, we're going to put in our provolone. Just make sure we're looking at the clock. So our cream cheese is just about melted through. Just a reminder, we're between medium and medium low on our heat. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put up our slices of cheese. I have 10 just because I want to use up the rest of the package, but you could probably get away with 5. It's kind of sort of to your desire. We're going to get this all put in the pot, stir it together, and then your dish is done. All right, so this is coming together pretty well. If you look, it's like a thick glob of cheese. It did not do that the other night. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna thin it with a little bit of heavy whipping cream just to kind of make it a sauce. It's supposed to be a cheesy sauce. So maybe have some of this on hand as well. And we're gonna get this in there and hopefully it will come together better. So here's what it's going to look like when it's done. Again, this time I had to use cream to thin it out. Last time I did not. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and go ahead and put it up on my plate. So tonight we're having this with a T-bone. So you can do this for a regular weeknight dish if you wish. It didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted it to the first time, so I was getting a little bit of frustration right there because last time I used cream cheese and I didn't have to use any cream. I think the problem was I put too much cheese in there wanting to use up the cheese, so it didn't come out very saucy, which is why I needed the cream. Again, like I said, there really isn't a recipe for this. It's more or less a technique. I've shown you how you can do it. I've shown you how you can mess it up and then how you can fix it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to eat my dinner. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe below.